Hey guys, hi. This is Pari Patri, and today I am here with a very special guest, who is also my dear father, Mr. Subhash Patri, Brahma Shri Pitama Patriji, and I'm very excited to do this because this is like the first time I'm ever interviewing him. I have interviewed so many people, but he always refused to do online interviews, and today I have an opportunity to sit with him and do this. So let's welcome Patriji. Thank you for doing this interview with me.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Vanakkam.
Yes, namaste. Thank you so much for sitting and taking this time from your busy schedule and doing this with me. Very big congratulations for the Dhyanmahachakram. It is a super amazing successful event, and I'm so happy I was a part of that after 2008. 2019 was really big hit.
It's a great combined effort by so many masters who are totally dedicated, and the whole credit goes to all the dedicated efforts of all the masters.
Yes.
Thousands of them.
Yes, I got a chance to go around everybody and meet all the people in the kitchen, in the Sevadal and all that areas. And I was just everywhere I stopped by, and then every person there was telling me a story of transformation. How their life changed and how happy they are to do that work voluntarily, and the whole organization runs voluntarily because people want to come and help, and that's how they all come together. We are not paying anybody to come. So just seeing that, it was such amazing experience just to hear those people talk. And I met one person, I forgot his name, in the dining area. He said he was a rowdy, like a gunda, and then he had petrol bunks and all that in some area, and then he left it, and now all he's doing is he's teaching meditation.
Yeah, one person from Kadapa, he was a butcher. He was cutting animals and selling the meat. And now he became a vegetarian. And he's leading the movement of PSSM in Kadapa. From that stage, that was his profession, that was his daily bread, killing animals, preparing the meat and selling them. So it has helped so many people.
Yeah.
To change their lifestyle, to change their mind style. They are very happy and healthy. So everybody wants to contribute.
Yeah, it is such an amazing, beautiful sight just to see that people come together because they want to do this, because they want to be a part of this, they want to give their services to this event.
When Buddha became enlightened, what was his next decision? To help the whole world. He didn't go back to his family. He could have gone back and resumed his normal life. Whatever there it was before enlightenment. But he said, no, I have to help the whole world. I have become a light unto myself. Now I have to become a light unto others. My experience should not go to waste. So he didn't go back to his palace or to his wife and his children. He went into the world. And that's how this great Buddhism started. Jesus, he did not go to his family. He started going everywhere. It happens to every enlightened person. Every non-enlightened person comes into meditation to become enlightened. And every enlightened person, after meditation, he goes into the world. Like any Buddha, like any Jesus. Same thing with every master. They were having problems and they came into meditation because of those problems, and they did sincere meditation. They relied on themselves and they healed themselves. They become happy and healthy. Now they want to serve the whole world like any Buddha, any Jesus. Same case with me. Although I didn't come to meditation through any problem, I came into meditation through a search for truth. So then, when I considered myself enlightened, I started teaching others, as you know very well. So, you can't but dedicate your life to others once you become enlightened. In some fashion, you may become enlightened, either through meditation, or through reading books, or through mere Sajjan Sangatya. Ramakrishna Paramahansa became enlightened by seeing the birds flying. One day, he became enlightened. Became enlightened when he saw a movie, Potana. He became big yogi. From Mumbai Bala Yogi. He saw a movie And he started closing his eyes and becoming yogi. So some triggers.
So one of the things I've grown up, of course, with you. So one of the things you really prepared me as a child was it's taking failures. Like there is nothing you always coached me to celebrate life. In the sense, if I come and tell you like, Dad, I didn't do well in this exam, or I think I may fail this exam, you're always like, you know what, it's okay.
Was it so like that?
Yeah, you were always.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you were always like, good, congratulate, let's celebrate. So I always had that, you know what, it's okay, whatever I do, it's going to be celebration. Somehow that was a core programming that got built within me, that I always love to celebrate. I always want to celebrate life, whether that's failure or success. So,
I wish I had your type of parents.
Yeah.
Because my parents told me, if you don't get a seat in MBBS, you are a failure. Your brother got a seat in engineering. So when I didn't get a seat in MBBS, I was trying to commit suicide in Hyderabad. So you are very lucky to have very good parents. I was not so very lucky.
Yeah. So was that the influence, like because you don't want to be like your parents, or?
No, my parents are good. I always thank for my parents. But it would have been better had my parents been knowledgeable about meditation. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I chose my own parents.
Yes.
Okay. And you chose your parents.
Yes.
Everybody chooses their own parents for specific reasons. We can't have any complaints against any parent. Okay. We are here to learn from every parent in every given life situation. That's how I was able to put it. But now, every parent should learn about meditation and give that to their children.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think that has been really a fortunate thing for me, that I have learned meditation from such a young age. That even when I remember the time when I was like 3 years or 4 years, we would sit in the house and we would call your colleagues, my mama, my mother's brother, and they all come home and they will do the Uja board. My mother will do the Oja board and take messages, and I'm there sitting and watching. It was such programming, it was like all getting downloaded within me, and I would be awake until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And my mom or you never stopped me, oh, you have to go to bed now. This is time for bed. This is time for this. There was never that restriction on me, like any other parent that I've seen. That this is what you should do, this is what you should be doing at this time. So even mom was always that way. So it was very, I guess, that compatibility was always there within both of you. That no, it's not like one person was strict and one person was lenient, right? And I think that is something that I ask everybody to have, that not the leniency, but just have that meditation and conversation.
I am glad you are interviewing me so that I get back into my olden days.
Yes.
And those olden days are revealed to the whole world.
Yeah.
I am very thankful for you.
Yeah.
To interview me in this way.
Yeah.
Many things which are not there available will come out of this interview.
So I remember all those days when you used to read books. I couldn't understand at that point like why you were that way, but it was more of an acceptance. Like this is.
I was remembering I used to take you to the gardens, and then you will be playing and I will be reading my books. Mm-hmm. When your playing is done, then we will go back to the home.
Yes.
I remember those things very clearly.
Yes, we would go in your jeep.
Yeah.
And then one thing was Sunkesula. We would take my friends and go. We were in Karnool, next to the theatre, the apartments, and it was my birthday. So I remember you taking all my friends. There was a party. I was asking for a party, birthday party, and maybe I was 5th class or 6th class. And you took all my friends, dropped them home and brought them here to make that party happen. And I still remember that.
Okay.
So you did not leave all your responsibilities, as you say. You were very much in the family, you were very much taking care of all these things.
If you leave your responsibility, you are not enlightened at all. And I was enlightened. If you are enlightened, you carry on with your basic responsibilities in a much better way. Luxuries you will not provide to your children, but necessities are never denied. You become more responsible in responding to necessities of every person around you, including your family members.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is just to say that it's not about leaving your responsibility, but it is about prioritizing
Prioritize.
what is important for you at that moment.
Luxuries are not at all a priority, but basic necessities are absolute priority. Absolute priority.
So, my next question is about pyramid technology. So, I know you read the book by Bill Chul and Ed Petit, and that's how you started learning about pyramids.
Yeah.
But again, like now, for me, I've learned about pyramids since my childhood. After reading so much, after watching so much of information on videos by David Wilcock or whatever, I am like now, oh my gosh, this is really something amazing. I got to that stage. But for you, you just read one book and boom, you are like hooked on to pyramids. How did that happen?
As I told Michael, everything comes from past lifetimes. In many of my past lifetimes, I have been an enlightened master. But pyramids were not the syllabus in any of those lifetimes. So in this particular lifetimes, in my construction of this lifetime, pyramids must have been the main focus. So that was inbuilt in my system. So when I first read that book in the year 1982, that triggered everything. But until the next 6, 7 years, I was not thinking about pyramids at all. Until Sri B. V. Reddy Garu came in my life and he wanted to construct some room for me. I said, better pyramids. Then once that was started, that was the break. Once he gave me pyramid, I resigned my job. So my resigning job and the pyramid were connected. And I saw the beauty of the pyramids right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because my lifetime is designed in that direction. That's why we started Pyramid Spiritual Society movement. Building pyramids everywhere. And we will build pyramids everywhere. We will see a whole pyramid world. That's our guiding force. Whatever plan you come before you are born, you make a plan. And that plan is always intact. That plan draws you magnetically. And you go in that direction, you can't go in any other direction. See, I was learning also music right from my childhood. But I knew that music was not really my purpose. Something else was there. Then I did not know what was that purpose. I was learning music from great masters, flute as well as my vocal. But that was not giving satisfaction. For many other people, music itself is great satisfaction. That is the purpose of life. Like Mangalam Bala Krishna, Bismillah, it is the purpose of life. But although I was into music, it was not my purpose of life. My purpose of my life was something different, which I didn't know at that time. But I would know. I would be gradually gravitating towards that. So I came into meditation. Similarly, I came into pyramids. I was not aware of that, but our life gets drawn to that. Everybody's life. Everybody's life has got a plan. And everybody's life is automatically guided towards that plan. You may not be actualizing that plan totally, but at least partially you will be able to do that. That's fair enough. So I am drawn to pyramids because of my own life plan. And I think I have done a fairly good job.
So yes, you have done an amazing job with that. But one thing I wanted to ask you about is about past lives. So at first, before we get in there, about time itself. What is time?
Time is a convenient word to discuss things, to discuss the flow of events. Time doesn't exist, space doesn't exist. Then time exists in some minds, space exists in some minds. It only exists in minds. We live, we have our being in timelessness and spacelessness. We are free to do whatever we want to do, whenever we want to do, howsoever we want to do. We are free beings, we are free entities. And we do certain things, see the effects of those things, and we become wiser for that.
So because this is something that I've always learned, is all we have is now. This is the moment that we have. And this is where we are alive, in this moment. So when we are alive in this moment, what I have learned from books or from masters is that all we have is now, and all the past life, there's not, like as you said, there is no time. Time doesn't exist. So the past lives are happening now in the moment, like in different realities, in different alternative or parallel realities that we may call. They're all happening now. It is not like I lived 10,000 BC, 100 BC, and then now 2000. It's not a linear progression. They're all happening now. What do you say to that?
That's true. Even though you may not be able to understand it in a linear fashion, that is a fact. Just because one person cannot understand a thing, it doesn't cease to become a fact. And we are here to correct facts. Okay. Facts are facts for everybody. They need not be experienced by you. Even if you understand them intellectually, that's more than enough for you. I could understand these parallel atoms intellectually. I didn't experience it. For example, North Pole, I have not experienced it. But I know intellectually. So North Pole exists. Just because I have not got North Pole, I can't deny North Pole. I have not gone to outer space to see the earth as a round ball. But others have done it. So we learn from others. And others learn from us. So parallel lives exist. And we are all influenced by that.
Yeah.
Consciously or subconsciously.
So I can now at this present moment tap into one of my parallel life or a past life because that is happening in the now moment and get that information and use it.
We don't have to make all that exercise. You have to
Keep it
follow your
simple.
intuitions.
Just follow your intuition.
Yes. At any given time, in any given here and now, consult the heart, whatever it says. You don't have to go into technology of parallel atoms. Okay. You don't have to have all those complications. Make your life as simple as possible. Consult your heart and do it. If you want to, if your heart says speak, open your mouth. If your heart says keep your mouth shut, keep your mouth shut. Consult your heart, that's enough. All the parallel atoms exist. All the past atoms exist. All the future possibilities exist. But you don't have to go into all the technology. It's like, to drive a car, should you know about that 2-piston engine or 4-piston engine? No. You drive a car, brake, accelerator, that's enough. So I am of that type.
Yes. And I love that you have the simple, like keep it simple, very simple life, keep it simple. And we see all these...
and I respect all the engineers, all the scientists. But I am not a scientist.
Yeah.
I am already a driver.
And I love that part about how simple it is just to observe your breath and meditate. And one of the things that you do not have or you do not promote is that you have to reach this level or this level and then you will get this information. The information is everywhere. All you have to do is sit and meditate and you can access any information. And that is, I think, is one of, it really, give that, it differentiates the organization is that we don't need to have advanced level or beginner level.
It has been said about Gandhiji that simple living and high thinking. That is the common statement about Gandhiji. I would say simple living and simple thinking. My lifestyle is simple, basics, and simple thinking. You are a god, that's all. There the matter ends. How you become a god, what are the different chakras, what are the different elements, fire element, earth element. I don't understand all those elements. But people say there are elements, okay, there are elements. They have done research. Okay, I accept the simple fact. I don't have to go into the complications of which element is what, which chakra is what. I keep my spiritual thinking very simply. And that's how I've been able to help many. Not only simple living, but simple thinking. Very simple spiritual thinking. Muladhara chakra, how many petals are there, what is the color, what is the bija mantra? Sorry, it's not my cup of tea. It's my cup of tea to read about them, not to retell about them to others.
Not to teach about that.
No. In fact, a discount. Hey, why are you bothered about all the chakras? You just observe your breathing. It's like, when you put some idli in your mouth, what happens?
You get the taste of the idli.
The idli goes inside.
Yeah.
Somebody digests it, takes out the energy, takes out the wrong stuff, separates the wrong stuff, and so many things happen. Should you know about all those things?
No.
Your job is only to put the idli in your mouth, to quench your hunger. How it is going? You send it inside like this. Oh, hey, go inside. Do this. No, you don't do anything. There is a system to digest that idli and give the outcome. Your job is only to put that idli in your mouth. If you don't put that idli in your mouth, nothing is going to happen. The system is wasted. Hey, you don't have a big scientist to understand all the system, to get the benefit from the system of the elementary canal, the enzymes, the hormones, okay, the coenzymes, I don't know what, very big science. I don't care for that science. I care for that idli should be kept in your mouth. Then the whole system takes care. Similarly, you must know how to drive a vehicle. Similarly, just observe your breathing, close your eyes. Then all the chakras, if they are active or non-active, everything, whatever happens to them. You don't have to worry at all. We unnecessarily worry too much. We make things complicated. Whereas I keep the simple things in a simple fashion.
Yeah.
Simple living and simple thinking. Simple spiritual thinking. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, that's enough for me. I am a God, you are a God. There the matter ends. No? Hypnotize yourself with those statements.
I think that's what happened to me. And I get up in the house, if you remember, when growing up in Kannur, or in the house, everywhere the statements, be a light unto yourself, you create your own reality. That was like me getting programmed as I was growing up. That's all I would see everywhere.
It was right programming.
Yes.
And everybody needs to be programmed in that way. All these statements should be there when you go to your office, when you go to your school, when you travel in the bus, these statements should be there in the bus. It's the right program. The word programming by itself is not wrong word.
Yeah. And this is what I tell everybody, even my husband, I tell him, like we should put this in the house so my children can see that and learn as I grow up. This is very important because that is the age they are really getting all these downloads.
When I was working in my company, when I decided to resign a few years before, I used my company money to have these advertisements on the walls of Kannur. I used company's money to put up big words, the Shvasamida Dhyasa. Meditation is the way.
And nobody objected.
I am the boss in my company, so I spend my money. Then I knew that I was resigning also, there was no problem. To make all these things on the walls of Kannur city, I did that. That's how everybody should be programmed, with the wisest sayings of the wisest men.
And I think along with that, one other thing that really you promote, the Swadhyay. In my case, it was so real that every day, every single day, morning or evening that I'm home, I would listen to people's experiences. I would listen to talks about this. There is no other talk in my life other than this. So it was so ingrained, and I think that was there was no question about it, that this is the truth. There was no question. And I could see me creating life the way I wanted. And it was so easy for me at that point. Until I changed my people. Then I saw struggle in my life. So then I can really see how it is so important to have people and the right people, right talks in our life.
Your life is a classic example of right upbringing. Okay, right programming. Not wrong upbringing, not wrong programming. Upbringing is correct, but not wrong upbringing. Programming is correct, but not wrong programming. So your life is a classic example of right upbringing and right programming. And the whole world will learn from you. You prepared your own life, you designed your own life in a very classic way. And you will achieve all that you want to do. You will change the whole world.
Yes, and I am ready for that. But also another point I wanted to say is, just after this question we'll take a quick break, is that for book reading, you told me that, okay, I would come to you and say that you would give me You Forever or whatever the book at that point and tell me, read. And I was probably like 6 years or 7 years at that point. And I would say, Dad, I do not understand this. I do not understand what it is. And you would just say, just read it. You don't have to understand. Just read it. Finish the book and give me the book. And that's how I started reading the books without, I don't even understand. And thanks to you, because of that, I got the habit of reading. Otherwise, because it's a habit, like we have to get into the habit of reading whether we understand it or not. Because I see so many of my friends or anybody, it's a very big struggle for reading, like to get into the habit of reading. So this is something that I would create way of teaching children on how to read.
First of all the books should be there in the house. I also don't understand whatever I read, but that doesn't make me sad at all. The very fact that I am reading a book, it makes me happy. Whether I understand it half or a quarter, no.
Yes. My next question is about the one thing that I see you don't not only talk about it, but you actually show it in actions, is inclusiveness. Inclusiveness. Like really, like I've seen this from my childhood. You have treated people, whether it was a driver or anybody that we know, anybody in the sense, whether it is an important person, your boss or anybody, you treat them equally, you give respect equally, and that's something that I've really admire that quality about you. I want you to speak about that and really from where that comes to you. How does it come to you?
As I keep repeating, everything comes from past lifetimes. In Bhagavad Gita there is a shloka. Bahunam janmanamante gnanavan mam prapadyate. Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabhaha. Bahunam janmanamante, after many incarnations. Gnanavan mam prapadyate. An enlightened person understands himself. And such a person is rare to find out. This is a statement from Bhagavad Gita. Bahunam janmanam ante gnanavan mam prapadyate. Vasudeva sarvamiti. You are there everywhere. Sa mahatma sudurlabhaha. Very rare to find such an enlightened person. So, this lifetime comes from my past lifetimes. I might not realize my past lifetimes through my third eye, but I know that they are there. And I know that they have formed this lifetime. See, equality is the highest quality. In Bhagavad Gita, again, this statement is there. Samatvam yoga uchyate. When you treat everybody equally, that is the yoga. Treating everybody equally, that is the yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Yoga doesn't mean that you must put your head down and your limbs up. Treating everybody equally is the yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Equality is the highest quality. Anybody who becomes enlightened in any way, he sees equality everywhere. If he doesn't see equality, he is not enlightened at all. If somebody is greater than you, or if you think you are greater than somebody else, you are not enlightened. And you are there everywhere. So, enlightenment is a very common subject. It's a common happening. And the life after enlightenment is also the same for everybody. You see, it's the same thing everywhere. It's normal, natural.
Yeah, I mean, like how people heard you say in another interview on how people get arrogant because they have something that other people don't have.
Yes.
And then they exclude them, they create exclusivity around themselves, and that actually creates a disconnection from other people and creates that hierarchy of this is elite and you are here, and the whole concept of we are equal goes away.
And creates hell on this earth planet. Nobody is superior, nobody is inferior. Everybody is God. You have a right to live in the fashion that you want to live, but you can't impose it to others. A fish has got its own life, but how dare you take the fish out of the water and eat? You are having that life. Who gave you that right? Which science is that which takes away the fish from the water? And no, that is not science at all. That is greatest cruelty. That's not science. Science should benefit everybody, not harm everybody. What is the science doing? Creating bombs, creating warfare, better ways of murdering everybody, en masse. Is that science? Is that the goal of science? No. In the name of science, we are absolutely anti-scientific. Science fosters humanity. Science fosters compassion. Science fosters better way of helping, not better way of harming, better way of killing. No. Science does not cannot promote a fish being taken away from water. Yeah. Nor it can butcher any animal.
So even if he's a spiritual master, like I've seen many masters, spiritual masters, who consider themselves above because they have the spiritual knowledge than others.
That is all the more horrible. If you are into spirituality and you make yourself superior because of your spirituality, that's all the more reprehensible.
Do you think that is a trap that we all
That's
fall
always the
into?
great trap, because Kaidas Castaneda said, or Don Juan said, there are four enemies of a warrior. First enemy is the fear. Second enemy is the clarity, means half-baked knowledge. Third is power. When you are in meditation, whatever people are drawn to you, and you take advantage of that, then you fall into that trap. Power always corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And spiritual people have a lot of power. They have their magnetism. And you have to be very careful. And the fourth enemy is old age. You have to work hard always. You can't relax. It's a very beautiful concept. Four enemies of a warrior. Fear, clarity, power, old age.
So whether we are, so this is again a message, so this we all as meditators have to be very self-aware of ourselves
You don't have to be self-aware. That self-awareness comes automatically when you do
with
more
meditation.
You keep on doing meditation, keep on reading books, keep on doing Satsang Sangatya. Maintain that habit and everything else will come at you.
And that's how we avoid this trap.
Yes, yes. No trap can trap you. You are constantly utilizing your time in terms of meditation, Swadhyay and Satsang Sangatya. That must be ensured.
And my next question is about free will, is how we all have free will. I want to know about, because this is a question most people ask, what is destiny, what is free will, how do both work together?
Tomorrow's breakfast today is our free will. When we are having tomorrow, the breakfast is ready for you because you have done it. Or you have ordered it from the hotel. You want dosha, the dosha comes to you. Every morning you see, wake up, the dosha comes to you. How did it come in front of you? Because you ordered yesterday. Then by tomorrow 7 o'clock I must have my dosha. So that fellow brought you dosha. That is a destiny. Your choice in the previous night was your free will. But even when the dosha comes, you may not eat it.
I can change it.
You may not eat it, it's up to you. Even if the dosha is in front of you, eating it is again one more act of free will. You may eat it, you may eat half of it, you may not reject it. Depends upon you. The free will is always intact. And destiny is always the result of your own past choices, which you may accept or not accept.
So we always have a choice to make what we want in our life. We always can choose.
It's always free will and free will and free will and free will and free will. It is forever intact. You are forever and your free will is forever. And everybody is forever and everybody's free will is forever. Everything may be pre-planned but not predetermined. Determination doesn't happen. Free choice. Because the free will, free choice.
I can always make my decision. I can always
You always
choose.
do that.
Yeah,
That's
I
what you
always do that. So we have the power to choose happiness
I may
or
plan
sadness.
my America visit. But something happens, my mother dies. So I cancel my America visit. Do you think I will go to America if my mother is dying? No. Earlier I planned, I purchased my ticket. But meanwhile my mother is dying. So I cancel then I go with my mother. Just because you got a ticket in your pocket, do you go with that? No.
Yes, and I think this concept I've learned has been very liberating for me, is how we all have free will, how I can choose happiness in this moment. I don't have to choose worry or sadness or anything. I have the power
Everything
to choose.
is a choice. Your happiness is a choice, your sadness is a choice. Doing meditation is a choice, your reading books is a choice, your listening to others' experience is a choice, not reading a book is a choice, not doing meditation is a choice, killing animals is a choice, not killing animals is a choice, everything is a choice.
And based on the choice, we create our reality.
Yes, naturally.
So now I want to talk about the last question about doctors. How you say that we don't need doctors, we can of course cure ourselves.
When you have the power within you, why are you dependent upon the power of others? Which is very problematic. Depending on others is very, very problematic. Depending upon yourself for anything and everything is very, very rare, exaggerating thing. You can use every opportunity to heal yourself, to improve the powers of yourself. Why do you go to others? When you have everything, you are a God. Tattvamasi. You are a God. And you, as a God, you can solve everything.
Yes.
That's what is godness. Why are we depending on others? If you are not a god and somebody else is a god, then you have to go there. But you are also a god.
Right. But the society treats in a way like doctors, right? Treats as gods. Like if
There are ignorant people.
Yes.
I don't treat.
If I was a doctor, I would not be just called Pari. I would be called Dr. Pari. Why is it that so important with the Dr. Pari?
It's a very stupid society we are living in. Very stupid society. And we are all here to change that stupid society into a sane society. Where everybody realizes their own power and depend upon their own solutions. Based upon meditation, based upon spirituality, understanding of spirituality. I got some problem, say cancer. I don't go to doctor, I die. What happens when I die? I am released from the body. There is no tragedy. Is death a tragedy?
No.
Then if it is not so, why should I go to any doctor? And increase my ignorance of the system, of the truth. I am prepared to die because there is no death. I encourage everybody to die because there is no death. If somebody says, Swamiji, my mom died, I say, congratulations. The mark of your ignorance is the depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy. There was no injustice, there is no tragedy when your mom died. If death is not a tragedy, if death is not injustice, what else is cancer a tragedy? Is headache a tragedy? The very fact of you are seeing a tragedy and injustice is your ignorance.
So it's the ignorance of the society that makes these exclusivity for doctors and treats them as such.
Not only doctors, there are so many pujaris, pandits and all these things.
Yeah. Anybody who believe to have exclusive knowledge than we do. But the truth is we all have that knowledge.
Yes.
Now coming to end, just before we end this interview, I want to announce about this whole launch of PSSM Global, and I want to ask you your vision for this platform.
The PSSM started first as Karnal Spiritual Society. At that time, in the year 1990, there was no PSSM, there was only Karnal Spiritual Society we started. Then we started Andhra Pradesh Pyramid Spiritual Society, then Tirupati. Slowly it became a PSSM, Pyramid Spiritual Society movement. India, we added India. We started in India. Then we started going to many other countries. We have got in Malaysia organization is there, PSSM Malaysia is there. So many countries are there. In England we started our movement there. Now it is going global. So we want some organization to represent the global activity. That's why we are thinking of PSSM Global. And also our Pyramid Meditation Channel Global. And within the next 10 years, because of the Pyramid Meditation Channel, everybody is going to be educated thoroughly.
Yes.
In spirituality. And I congratulate the great organization PMC, Pyramid Meditation Channel, for this.
Yes.
And I am sure under your captaincy, PSSM Global and PMC
Yes.
Global will transform the whole world.
Yes.
Create heaven out of the existing hell.
And I think we should add from read books, we should also say watch, write videos.
Yes,
Now, because of so much videos and so much media out there.
Write videos, yes. They're very important. There are so many beautiful videos. Wonderful them. They have to be shown regularly in all our PMC.
Yes.
And we have created our own video about 20 years back, thanks to our great master Pratap Reddy, our spiritual reality. That has created so many ripples.
Yes, yes. That has been the most watched video now about pyramids.
Yes, yes. And I thank Master Pratap Reddy for that.
Yes, we probably have to do another session to talk all about the nostalgic events from the past. But again, last, about Cosmic Reset. So we have done the first Cosmic Reset retreat in US, Pyramid Spiritual Retreat, and that was super successful. And one of the testimonials that I've received is that after the event, they actually became vegetarian. That is like, I was most touched with those testimonials. And now we are doing it again in 2020 in August in the Art of Living Retreat Center. So you will be coming there. Any message on what people will be expecting from there? People
will be totally benefited whenever they attend any PSSM session. Because PSSM is the most brightest thing that is happening on this earth planet. So all the people will be attracted to it. The word of mouth will spread. and the digital advertisement will spread, and people will come, flock. So your reset, Cosmic Reset 2 is going to be a great success.
Thank you. We conclude this interview. Thank you so much for your time. It was a great interview and I've enjoyed our conversation again. And having time with you like this is very rare for me now. So thank you again, and thank you for all the viewers for taking this time and watching this video. And please leave your comments and feedback below. And share this video, like and share and put your comments. And please subscribe to PMC Global. Thank you very much.